So, it's been over a year since our last stream, and clearly this group has steadily digressed over the last couple of months. To recap, if you don't know, Labour won the last democratic election and entered into a coalition with Voice, bringing their seat total to 25. Then, the Labour Voice government actually won their King's Speech. However, after deluded cries from our favourite stupid American, Doug Demande, I don't know, he's irrelevant anyway, immense man was placed on the speaker to A, eject Trito not Trito, the leader of Voice, for apparently crossing the chamber, and B, commit to a revote. Now this is where it gets very suspicious. The Daily Mail recently uncovered game screenshots from the state opening, showing parliamentary clerks demanding that Trito not Trito be ejected, which would have given sufficient reason for a revote. The clerk in question stated that it's Connor's order, not mine, and Connor, as a Parliament admin, is always pulling the strings of Parliament. Then, the revote fails, and Dean asks the King to dissolve Parliament for a snap election, which he does. This is where things get super interesting, and I have to let you know now, I have a lot of GB News Sammy Show OSA sources around this event, so we know everything. So, the King, in the Electoral Commission chat, asked the 6 parties to try and merge to make, more unity and stop the division that we had in the last election. This was a wholly unreasonable demand to force upon parties in a day's notice. After this request was rejected, the King Tormentium, also known as King George, announces that his best mate, Connor Novak, Cringe, has entered government with esteemed, note the sarcasm there, esteemed in quotation marks, members of the House of Lords. Now, my viewers, this is where my Roblox blood absolutely boils. I had to do a walk before this broadcast to cool down after heavily researching and tapping into my OSA sources. How can the King, a supposed rogue politics expert, decide to penalise the Commons for making a mistake rather than helping them improve? We've heard that the deadly duo of Connor and King George, Tormentium, comments many times in their cringe election nights about how experienced and smart they are compared to new generation's MPs. Let's not forget that Connor was elected PM during the era when an election would only have 80 voters, compared to current elections which have over 500. This just goes to show how out of touch and irrelevant he is, and it's probably why he's got so little support currently. All these events just show how elite Joseph was as a monarch. His supposed negligence of Parliament actually caused Parliament to be the most sovereign it has ever been. A new wave of politicians, including myself and figures like Andre Hodge, experienced Parliament without the classic group staff antics, which many people prior remember. You know the thing that I find the funniest though? King George Tormentium and Connor experienced how destabilising it was for group staff to be entering cabinets, blurring the lines between group staff and politics. This was even banned, yet surprise surprise they broke their own rules. And it's a wonder why people like Dan Neem choose to prosecute men of the people like Andre rather than this government who are actively breaking the laws of the crown. One might suggest that Dan Neem was perhaps committing a bit of ass licking and penis sucking. This reckless decision to destroy democracy has not just destabilised the UK. South Africa, an apartheid state led by cringe Roblox racists, has started attacking Hong Kong in international feeds. Both countries are in the Commonwealth. And what does the PM Novak do about this? He invites South African representatives to Downing Street. Our top secret OSA sources have also revealed that Connor Novak shunned the South African president, failing to invite him as he is a Hong Kong developer. So in terms that you and me can clearly understand, Novak and Cathcart are supporting a racist regime within the Commonwealth.